Once upon a time in China, there was a white snake who lived in the mountains. The white snake was no ordinary snake, though. He was a mystical serpent with the ability to transform into a human at will, and he was also really, really hot. Like, if you saw him slithering around, you'd be like, whoa, that snake is so hot. But this power came with a catch. Every 5 years, the white snake had to shed his skin in order to maintain his youth and good looks. And during this time, he would also have to abstain from sex, which was really hard for a young virile man, especially since his den was basically a snake's paradise. You know, lots of snakes, lots of sexy snake ladies. One day, while the white snake was hanging out in his den, he met this cute little snake charmer named Chinksy. She was just your typical village girl, you know, pretty and sweet and totally unaware that she was about to become the obsession of a powerful shape-shifting snake deity. So the white snake was like, hey, let's get it on. And Chinksy was like, no. But then the white snake was all, no worries. I can change into a really hot guy, and then we can get it on. And Chinksy was like, oh, okay. And so the white snake transformed into a hunky young man, and they got married and had 2 kids, and everything was awesome. But then the white snake started to feel a little itchy, you know, because he hadn't shed his skin in 5 years. And when a snake doesn't shed his skin, well, things can get bad. Like, you can imagine the kind of funk that starts to build up after a while. So he told his wife he was going on a little vacation to get away from it all and find some peace and quiet. Really, he was just going to find a nice secluded spot to shed his skin. Meanwhile, back in the village, the villagers were starting to get suspicious of Chinksy. Like, how did she get so hot? Why did she suddenly have 2 kids? Why was her husband never around? So they sent a group of, tough guys to go check it out. They found the white snake's den and all the evidence they needed. Like the snakeskin that he had shed over the years, which was still moist and smelled like well snake. They brought this stuff back to the village and paraded it around like they were the greatest heroes of all time. When Chinksy heard what had happened, she wasn't too worried. Like, sure, her husband was a giant snake monster, but he was also a loving husband and father. So she figured he'd be able to protect her and the kids, but then again, maybe not. So she went to go hide with her sister, while the white snake was out getting his shed on. When the white snake returned home and found his wives and kids missing, he was pretty pissed. I mean, he just wanted to be a normal family man, but these villagers weren't making it easy for him. So he transformed into his giant snake form and went to the village to cause some havoc. He was ready to burn down the whole place, but then he smelled something. It was the scent of his own shed skin. He followed his nose to a nearby river where the villagers had tossed his skin into the water. And as he floated there in the current, he realized something. His power was fading. The longer he stayed away from his skin, the weaker he became. So instead of burning down the village, the white snake slunk back into the river and swam away, shedding a single tear as he went. Now, some versions of this tale say that the white snake was so overcome with sadness that he just, died. But I'm pretty sure that's just because he didn't want to be a total dick and destroy the village after all. So he just gave up. The end. And now you know the tragic tale of the white snake, the most powerful shapeshifter in all of China, who was ultimately undone by his own body's natural processes. Am I right? Hey, if you like this story, be sure to stay tuned for more tales from Chinese mythology.